Maranello and to a world in
159.
which this thing now exists. It's called the Ferrari F80 and it's the unicorn.
Tyler was on a race simulator when he lived with me, and he was in I forget what Jay put him in. Put him in something, maybe a Porsche GT something. I don't know what he was in. But Tyler was clicking off like 152s, 153s, and something.
Well, he's a real race car driver.
No, I'm saying, like, I don't know what it was. But it was, I remember Jake came over and did the simulator. And so did you guys. You guys both did. And it was very realistic and
yes, no, absolutely.
unbelievable.
We've
it was a
all
great
been
simulator.
waiting for the next chapter in Ferrari's hypercar bloodline. It's ultimate.
I'm very proud of myself. He won a sprint car race
Awesome.
at Volusia this weekend. He's won 2 in a row now. His last 2, he drives for Robbie Smith and Wesley Smith. I'm appreciative that they're putting him in a car. Thank you, guys. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know if he has the funding or the sponsorships to be racing right now. So the Smiths are keeping him in a race car, and he's remaining relevant, and he's winning. You know, listen, he's as much of a sad spot in my heart for this particular topic. I love to see that he's still racing, and he's just I don't know if people know how good he really is. He is so good. And you know what? Just the politics of NASCAR, and your dad has to ride. Hey, NASCAR's gotten. Let me just tell you this: NASCAR's gotten so bad that Tony Stewart got out of it. So what does that tell you?
That's bad.
And one of the reasons why Tony got out of it is because you no longer have to. NASCAR no longer takes the best drivers. NASCAR now sees who dads can write the biggest checks. That's what most of racing has become. If racing was to strip itself down and you're going to the dirt tracks and the asphalt tracks around America, the Saturday night, small tracks, and you are out looking for the best drivers, Seth Gary's getting a ride, Michael Atwell's getting a ride, Tyler Clem's getting a ride, Nicholas Snyder's getting a ride, Danny Sams is getting a ride. These kids, there's these there's about 4 or 5 kids in the Florida area, Michael Atwell, Tyler Clem, Seth Gary, Nicholas Snyder, that all could race on the next level, whether it be Xfinity, whether it be Cup, but they'll never get an opportunity because none of their fathers have the means to write a $3 million check. And it used to be that Gibbs and Penske and all these guys would go and find the Carl Edwardses and the Tony Stewarts and the Jeff Gordons and the Kenny Schraders and the Jimmy Johnsons and Clint Boyers. You would go find those people at your local dirt tracks, and you'd pick up a Michael Atwell, or you'd pick up a Seth Gary or a Tyler Clem, and that you would bring them through your program, and you'd be in the big time. Well, now you can't. That's no longer an option. Now your dad writes a check. It's $2.5 million to get your kid into ARCA. It's $3.5 million to get your kid into trucks. It's $5 million to get him in an Xfinity, and it's $8 million to get him into. Literally, Lummy, if I had $8 million, I could write a check right now, and Tyler would be in Cup next year. But the thing about Tyler is, and the Michael Outwells and the people that I mentioned before, Big Reds, Seth Gary, is that if we had money and we could write checks for these kids aren't getting in. They would get in because we wrote them a check, but these kids are good. They're good. There's about 5 or 6 kids from Florida that could be good, but that's no longer the template. I asked Tony one time, Tony, would you have made it in any form of racing if your father, Stuart, his father is named Nelson, and he was a shop teacher at Columbus East High School. Shop teacher. I said, if Nelson had to write a check in order to get you in order to get you into the competitive level of USAC or whatever, would you have? He was like, no, we didn't have any money. My mom was a homemaker, and my dad was a shop teacher. So, like, racing sucks. Racing's horrible. But anyway, congratulations to my son, and more importantly, thank you to Robbie and Wesley Smith for giving him an opportunity to drive a sprint car. My son is so good. He is so good. He is such a good driver. It breaks my heart that I can't.
Let's get Papa Clem back in the fold.
Yeah, Papa Clem ain't got no money.
Who are the guys that sponsor him again? The Lewises?
No.
Who'd you say?
Wesley and Robbie Smith.
The Smiths. The Smithses.
The Smith brothers.
Smith brothers.
The Smith brothers.
Let's get Bubba in victory lane with Tyler. Let's go.
I'm just appreciative that they're giving him a ride. I don't need to go and disrupt.
So Bubba, say today you won the lottery, you got $50 million. Would you write that $5 million check for him today?
Yep.
You didn't even hesitate.
Yep, I would. I mean, I've never hesitated on writing a check for racing when I had it. And I would write it, and I'd say, listen, you know what? While I write this check, and let's really dedicate on getting in shape, and let's bury this hatchet that we have. And I want to have a meeting with you, your girlfriend, her family, your mom, your stepfather, me, the Merch Crick, Tara, and my grandma.
That's an intervention.
Well, I think Bubba, with all those strings attached, based on what I've seen for the last couple of years, I think that he'd be foolish enough to say no.
And I would say, and all we're going to do is we're going to get in a room and we're going to air out our indifferences, and we're all going to be friends. Nobody's talking crap about anybody. And we're all have a common goal, and that is for you to do the best that you can in this particular sport. And but you have to have a relationship with every facet of your family, from your stepfather to the Merch Crick, from Augie to Erica, and Grandma and Tara and everybody. And we want to have a relationship with your girlfriend. We don't want any. We have to fix this moving forward. We're all not going to be here. Half of the people in this room are going to be dead in 15 years. So enjoy your family, enjoy this opportunity, and I write this check, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to show your skill set, but it comes with a caveat, and it's not repairing a relationship with me necessarily. It's repairing a relationship with your entire family, your mother, your stepfather, your grandma, Nana, my mom, my sister, me.
Is there ever a scenario where that happens without you giving him $5 million?
I don't know. I don't know. I would hope.
Expression of technology.
Speaking of $5 million, Dan, could a guy keep this for 2 years and flip it for 5?
Yep, 4.5,
performance
5, absolutely.
And my word.
Now, if you got this, would you even put a mile on it?
See, that's the disappointing thing. You know, with my SF90, I had like 4,500 miles on it before I lost it.
And that was starting to get a little long in the tooth, wasn't it?
Well, I was only 2 years old, but still, it was a lot of miles for a car like that, because these guys get these cars and they put 300 miles in 5 years, which is a shame. It's like having a hot girl and not having sex with her. Look at this pretty girl that I'm hanging out with, but I can't kiss her and I can't have sex with her, and she can't, she won't go down on me. But look how pretty she is.
But I want to waller her out.
Yeah,
but then she's not good for the next guy.
Well, good. It's because if you don't drive it, someone else will, and if you don't effer, someone else will. It's the story of life, man.
Great words to go by.